Hello and welcome to This Car Pod.
I'm Filippo.
I'm Nick.
Nick's here today filling in for Kenan, and we got a lot to talk about. Start with the news. Ah, yes. The big news story of the week, the new Corvette ZR1X. Did you read the numbers, Nick?
It gets to be such small numbers that it's just like it doesn't even make sense anymore.
The ZR1X, they've already established what it is, that it's crazy and it's insane. It's an even higher performance version of the regular ZR1. However, this week, they announced 0 to 60 and quarter mile times on a prepped surface, which you can see here.
Yep.
0 to 60 in 1.68 seconds.
I know.
It is on a prep surface, but it's on pump gas.
Pump gas.
Yeah.
And a prep surface is like, it's a drag strip in Michigan. Like, is it,
right.
How prep, I mean, maybe not in Michigan at this time of year, but how prep could it, like, where it's not like, obviously it helps the tires hook up and all that stuff, but it's not like they took the car to the moon or some other thing that would, like, is impossible to replicate. Like, you could do this.
You could do this.
So is this thing caged, or are they getting DQ'd and kicked out like after one pass?
Quarter mile time, to answer your question, is at 8.675 at 160 miles an hour. You would get kicked out, but what we do in the community is we do that. After the 8th, we slam on the brakes right before the end, and then we run a 13. That's like how it's done.
Yeah, you run your draggy just to get your time to the 8th.
A whole
exactly.
large bit in the Fast and the Furious movies was that you owe me a 10-second car. Turns out all you need is $208 grand, and you can have one tomorrow.
Well, you could have a Plaid for 45 if you only want a 10-second car. This is an 8-second car.
Right, good point. You can
This
beat
is an
it.
8-second car.
Yeah.
It's wild.
We're not that far off of top fuel dragsters. You ever see a top fuel dragster?
Yeah.
Here's how it goes.
And then they rebuild the motor each pass.
What the viewers don't know is that the three of us went drag racing recently.
Right.
Our times were a little longer.
Yeah, well, we did it was a 16 miles.
And they were still actually.
I think it was
it
actually
was shorter.
similar, yeah.
You're right.
I had a 1.78 response time. You do wonder, okay, your problem with 4 GTs of like the dealers not wanting to work on it, like, imagine your average Chevy dealer trying to fix a 1 second 0 to 60 car with an 8-second quarter mile.
It's a pump gas car. It's like it runs like a normal car. I think it is just a Corvette.
Isn't it just?
I guess.
It's just.
It's a Corvette.
I love it.
Well, and what it is also is it's just the twin turbo V8
hybrid
from the regular ZR1.
Yeah.
Plus, it's got the hybrid from the E-Ray, right?
Right.
And then it's combined for 1250 horsepower. It's not that out of the realm insane for a dealer.
This is a car that the Chevrolet makes.
Yeah.
When Dodge came out with the Hellcat Demon whatever, which also had a sub 10 quarter mile time if memory serves, that kind of made sense. But this is like a competent car that isn't just going fast.
Yeah, I just drove this regular ZR1. I had it for a couple days when I was in Detroit, and by a couple days I mean less than 24 hours. And it was great. You could drive it around. I drove it around Warren in October. It's cold. There's geese everywhere.
You can go around corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's and you can go and pick one of these up. Might you?
No.
Why not?
I am
You're a Corvette
weirdly into E-Rays. I think an E-Ray is like a eventual buy.
E-Rays are rare.
I know, but they're a deal.
They're deals. It's Z06 performance.
With a hybrid, and I love hybrids.
And it's four-wheel drive.
Does get good gas
mileage.
Yeah.
Then I can't do burnouts.
You don't need to do burnouts. You know what the E-Ray is?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have to say, too, remember the SSC2 Atara that kind of had a big scandal about claiming a top speed that wasn't true? It's 0 to 60, and what they could verify is slower. Its quarter mile is slower. And that car, they pushed it to the brink of breaking to the point where part of the reason they couldn't validate their times is because it broke down before they could do like the down and back.
And looking it up, that car had 1,750 horsepower on the 85, 1,350 on 91, which means it had more power than this. Yeah. It's still 0 to 60 was 2.5 seconds, so it was much slower. Now, who knows what this does on normal street, but my guess is 1.92.
And that, by the way, is faster than a Chiron, faster than a Revuelto. I could probably keep Googling other supercars, and it's faster than that, too.
The only thing it's not faster than is the craziest of the electric stuff.
Yes.
However, that's still pretty insane when you think about it, because it's right there with the craziest of the electric stuff.
The Sapphire, which is Lucid's most powerful car, is 1.89.
Yeah, and that's probably what this will do on a regular road. Pretty incredible. Going to be the all-time greatest Corvette. Truly.
Until the next one. Until the XX.
Maybe, but like you can't really get faster than this.
That's what we've been saying for. I mean, they got to follow it up somehow.
I never was saying that until about now. Like I think 0 to 60 cars in 10 years ago were doing like 3.5. That was fast, but you always knew there was more that could happen. And then the EVs came and it got there, and now this is here. But cars aren't going to be doing 0 to 60 in 0.7 seconds. It's just not going to be occurring.
I want to make you all experience 1.67 seconds. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to be quiet for 1.67 seconds from.
Oh wow!
Now,
Filippo's doing a little nothing like 2 seconds of quiet.
Well, it could have been 2 beautiful seconds of quiet, but the time for you to say that, the car would have been going 60 miles an hour.
And at 8.8 seconds,
it would have been going 150.
160.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's quick, dude. People are going to crash these.
Yeah.
You know who's going to crash them? You know what I was just thinking of? College athletes are going to crash.
Because they can be paid now.
They get paid. And
yeah.
You know what? I read a statistic, because Belichick is coaching UNC.
Yep.
70% of UNC's football team has gotten a moving violation since he started coaching.
Oh, it turns out you give people even younger than NFL stars money.
Wow.
They will spend it irresponsibly.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Okay, move on to our next story, which is that the Tokyo Auto Salon was BS. We at the Cars and Bids podcast, what is this called? We no longer support the Tokyo Auto Salon. We don't believe in it. We don't accept it. We think it's a bunch of trivial non-news. We're not going to even talk about it next year.
It's also poorly named.
There's not even a salon. Okay, so last week we reported that Toyota was going to debut a secret new mid-engine car. Yeah. And we were speculating, is it an MR2? There had been renderings shown. Everyone was excited. The internet was abuzz. It turned out to be a K car on chunky tires.
Yep.
That's BS, but even worse than that. And Toyota thinks they pulled the wool over everybody's eyes. No, you just disappointed us. We hate you. Move on to the next one. The Subaru was like, we're going to do an STI. You remember this news story?
Yep. Oh,
we're going to do an STI. Well, it turned out to be a cosmetic trim package on the WRX. How much more power does it have?
Less.
Less!
Well, sorry, that's the same horsepower, less torque.
In true STI tradition, it's got less performance.
Yep, and it's also called the STI Sport Sharp.
Isn't Sport Sharp?
Like, hashtag sharp.
Oh. Sport Sharp is their sport mode. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the name of their sport mode.
It takes some things from what was the WRX TS Spec B, which is Japan only. So it has Brembo brakes, adaptive suspension, and ultra suede seats. They added some red and called it an STI.
I mean, this is the biggest. The Tokyo Auto Salon was a complete dud. And if you're an organizer of the Tokyo Auto Salon, and you're not, we will never talk about your dud of a show ever again. Did anything important get revealed there, like a new Overtrail LX?
No. I will say to the organizer of the Auto Salon, I still wish I were there. I mean, it would have been cool. I wanted to go.
I don't wish I was there. To see what? The Sport Sharp?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
The mid-engine K vehicle? Aren't you disappointed by this?
Oh, incredibly. It was so sad. It could have been something good. It could have been something good.
That one was pretty easy to not screw up, right?
Like
the STI formula has been around forever.
Subaru just refuses to. I've tried to make sense of it for a long time, and I just think they don't want these people in their showrooms anymore. I think they want to pivot to a different type of company, which is reasonable, I guess.
But then why bother? It kind of reminds me of the AMG trim packages. You know, all you're really doing is watering down the brand. It's just I don't get it.
And by the way, if you're curious whether this will come to the U.S., the answer is we don't care.
It's so true.
Next story. We're not talking about the Tokyo Auto Salon anymore ever again.
But we will talk about the FBI.
The FBI.
There have been a bunch of news stories about Kash Patel, who heads up the FBI, choosing armored BMWs instead of the armored Suburbans.
Kash Patel.
The FBI bought some undisclosed number, could be a really small number, could be a large number, of armored X5s. And honestly, I'm supportive of this for a couple of reasons. And this is not going to be a popular take, but for a couple of reasons.
Oh, wow. We're going to get into politics right here. Right
now. No. So
why do you support it?
So these are about half the price of a GM Defense Suburban. Everybody knows that you see a Suburban 2500, it is a federally owned vehicle.
Well,
period. And so that is maybe a little bit more the street, and also it's half the price.
Well, yeah, but does it offer the same level of capability, of armoring capability?
Of capability is a good question. The X5 is capable
Certainly
of
it's smaller, so you
it's
lose
smaller,
some
it's different. And also, it's still built in the U.S. They're built in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
They're built in Spartanburg, South Carolina by non-union labor, and you got to assume that factored in.
So I can accept that there is value in having a mix of armored vehicles, and I appreciate that they're nevertheless U.S. built.
Yeah. I agree
GM
with some of what you're saying.
Not agree with that take.
I agree with some of what you're saying. I will. Yeah, GM Authority.
Yep.
I will say the one drawback is I'm curious whether it offers the same level of protection. Now, when you go to DC and you see the armored Suburbans, there are different levels.
There are.
Clearly, you can tell. Like some of them have completely different wheels and tires, which must be some sort of, gun penetrated, can still drive on. And some of them are just on regular wheels and tires. Some of them have a really thick armor in the rear windows and everything. Some of them are less so.
Yeah.
I don't know what level this is.
I will say,
to find out.
The FBI also has a multi-million-dollar, multi-year deal with GM Defense. So they're still going to be buying Suburbans from them. And they also already had a deal with BMW to build armored diplomatic vehicles. So I suspect they just bought some additional ones or mixing up their
my
mix.
presumption has been, even though it hasn't really been reported how they're going to be used, my presumption has been that these are going to be primarily for bigwig FBI people that ride around Langley. Is that where they are? No, that's the CIA. Well, we got to figure out where the FBI is.
We should
probably
learn.
DC.
Should figure that out. Regardless, get ready for some armored X5.
Let's hope when they armor them, they do the big three while they're in there. Imagine it just breaks down.
Have you been in
the Vanos falls apart?
You're saying that you hope that
the factory in South Carolina.
You can't kill an LS, but a BMW motor. I mean, you don't need to shoot at it. Just make it go 2,000 miles without a service.
It's the B58, man.
Sitting duck.
It's the B58. Reliable.
Oh my God, that's so true.
It's the B58. It's a great engine.
I'm sure.
The big three being what? Vanos, SMG,
rod bearings. I don't know.
I'm sure they do the rod bearings on the new car.
Yeah,
it is. Armoring adds 2,500 pounds, and so you got to assume that's only going to make it worse. Oh my God! While they're in there,
comes out of the factory. They rebuild it. They install armor.
Rebuild the motor.
Let's be real. New Year's resolutions are hard. Going to the gym every day is exhausting. Giving up sugar is miserable. I've already broken at least 2 of mine. But here's one resolution that's actually easy to keep: protecting your privacy with Delete Me. Delete Me takes about 5 minutes to set up, and then they do all the work for you all year long. It's a subscription service that removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker and people's search sites, the places that collect and sell your name, address, phone number, and more. Once you're set up, Delete Me just runs in the background. They're constantly monitoring and removing your private info, and they send you reports showing what they found and what they removed. No daily effort, no ongoing maintenance. Honestly, it might be the laziest smart thing you'll do for yourself all year. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, as a special discount for our listeners, today you can get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/DeMuro and use promo code DeMuro at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/DeMuro, code DeMuro.
All right, move on to our next news story. Oh, speaking of BMW.
Yes, a concept being released and likely to happen in EV M3, which already sounds sacrilegious enough.
Yeah.
They are going to draw some cues from Hyundai. It's an electric M3, all right?
Yeah.
When I was a child, there was a chrome M3 and it broke the internet, and now we have an EV M3.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, all right.
Chew on that.
Can I give you some actual information?
Quad motor.
Yeah.
But they say rear-wheel drive, so you're going to be able to dial it.
You can either dial it or disconnect the front motors.
Okay.
It's all to be all-wheel drive.
What other information you got?
We have simulated gear shifts.
Simulated gear shifts is a huge deal.
Yeah, it's smart.
And they did a bunch of deep dives. BMW must have done a large release earlier this week, but they apparently are creating a whole different battery chemical structure to make it so that the motors are a little bit more responsive, or the battery can deliver power a little bit more quickly and then recharge more quickly and do regenerative braking more quickly.
BMW thing that's going to fail. Cash Patel should be on one of these.
Yeah, right,
it's going to be a little
You're missing the most important part, which is Even in camouflage, it looks better than the outgoing M3.
The current M3 looks good.
Totally
Look at that. That's great. The grills are a normal size.
The current M3 is one of the great cars. And if this becomes the only M3, then everything I've ever said about the current M3 will come true, which is that it was the last and best, and that someday we will look back at those grills and love them.
So there's a high-performance control unit in the new class M3, apparently. Can you guess what they call it?
The Emotion Love Center.
Oh, you're so close. The Heart of Joy.
Yeah, I mean, this is Germans. They name stuff like that because they think they don't know emotion, but they hear words and they.
iDrive was when like everyone had like iPod and like little I whatever.
Right, they hear these things. They're thinking this must be how Italians feel. They have emotion. They would name something the Heart of Joy, right? Yeah. And then they ask the one Italian. Okay, that's all interesting.
It is cool. It will be cool.
It will be
Truly.
cool. I'm excited for it. I hope that they still have a gas engine one.
Yeah. You do got to wonder the segment for sedan EVs, high powered. Like, ask Lucid how that's going.
Well, yeah, but the segment for M3s is hot.
But this is no longer an M3. It's as much an M3 as the Mustang Mach-E is a Mustang.
No, it's a little different from that. How? The Mustang Mach-E, the Mustang Mach-E is an SUV hatchback. The M3, this M3 sedan the current M3 is also a sedan.
The M3 is the size of my grandpappy's 7 Series for one. It's no longer a sports car whatsoever. But I don't know.
It's gonna look like the next generation M3 regardless.
It'll be priced like that and all that. I just hope they still do a gas version as well. And I have a suspicion that this isn't going to sell in great numbers. You know, somebody wrote into us and they were mad about our EV sales take. They were like, EVs were way up last year. Why didn't you say that?
Because that's not the story.
That's
here.
not the story.
We know what happened.
We're trying to change. We're trying to control the narrative, folks. No, the story is that the incentive goes away. Yep. People aren't buying the cars. Yes, overall sales were up. Yes. Let's see what happens this year.
Also, global sales were up. Period.
Which we talked about. I do want to see, I'm very curious what happens with a next generation M3 if it's fully electric. I do think that new class thing looks cool.
Which is what this is based off too, right? This is the new, it's interesting, right? So even manufacturers that have pulled back from EVs, GM has done a huge write down, Ford has done a huge write down of their EV programs. They have all said, their leaders have said, they think that the timeline is a little longer, but they still really expect EVs to be the future of their brand. Just instead of being in 2030, it'll be in some year later. BMW kind of does need to continue to invest in this to be prepared for that. Will it be selling huge numbers? Maybe, maybe not. But they still need to have it at some point.
Audi did kill the RS6 e-tron. You have to imagine the regular RS e-tron is not long for the world. Like it's weird everyone else is retreating from the segment and BMW's jumping 2 feet into the deep end.
They're retreating with some model. The RS e-tron the e-tron GT or whatever it's called, has been out for a while at this point. It's a pretty dated product. Then they have pushed back release of other ones. This car is not coming out this year.
Right.
It's 27.
Better not.
So like
it's 27 and we still don't know how the market's going to be. For all we know, there's going to this exact car is going to have a V8 also.
I think fundamentally
the Dodge strategy.
BMW also, as all the German brands do, focus a lot on Europe as a core market. And I think in Europe, the performance EVs are a real play.
I guess we'll find out. I'm excited to see. I am excited that some of these details are pretty impressive. Quad motors is cool. Shiftable stuff is cool. And it's got a heart of joy. Move on to the next
heart of joy.
Story. Yes.
Also a heart of joy. Ford has teased. By the time you all are watching this, it will have come out because it's coming out tomorrow. They're being revealed tomorrow. But Ford has teased that the Dark Horse Mustang will have a supercharger.
Blower.
They haven't said it. They've implied.
We've all been talking about how the GT350 went away and the world is ending. Well, now they're coming out with some powerful stuff.
How do you feel about it?
Good. I mean, the GTD is so cool. That's the Halo car. Then you need to have the whole product line to support it. This is that.
Well, this has 500 horsepower. The regular Dark Horse has 500 horsepower already. So you got to figure a blown one, 6-ish something.
You see the commonality here? The Americans are putting out the Corvette XXXX that goes 0 to 60 in 1.6. Supercharged Mustang is at 500 horsepower isn't enough. Americans are embracing power.
We're doing power. We're doing big engines. The Japanese are doing dumb stuff nobody wants. And the Germans have that electric thing. So the world is really, we thought globalization would bring us all together. And instead, we're getting frayed.
You got to do what you're good at.
You got to do what you're good at. There's no monoculture even in the automotive industry globally. And on that subject, our next news story,
The death of the plug-in hybrids. So,
Stellantis has killed all of its plug-in hybrids. Are you aware of this?
I knew they were on a stop sale. I didn't know that they had just stopped selling.
Stop sale because there were a lot of fires.
Yes.
And so maybe they couldn't fix those fires and had to just stop selling.
No, we're not going to say that because it's not true and it's sketch. The 4xEs are gone. So with great fanfare, a couple of years ago, Jeep came out with all these 4xEs, which we all called 4xe until they told us we were wrong.
Did you?
Everyone did, including you.
No, 4xE makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, but the whole thing.
4x4, 4xE.
God. Anyway, the point is.
You're a journalist for
no one knew. No one knew. We only saw it written. The point is, now it's here and now it's gone.
It's sad. I'm legitimately sad about this.
Wasn't there a time when this was the most popular plug-in?
Yes. All of last year, if I remember the year before that, a lot of that was fleet sales. If you go to your local enterprise or similar, you'll see a lot of Wrangler 4xs.
They were selling. When you got union contracts, fleet sales are gold, or at least silver.
One time I had to go pick up a subcompact, and they're like, "Hey, do you want a 4xE?" It's like, no, I don't actually. The Wrangler is gone. The Grand Cherokee 4xE is gone. The Pacifica plug-in hybrid.
The Pacifica plug-in hybrid is gone.
Oh, it's gone. Which is the only plug-in hybrid minivan.
That was your favorite.
That was my dream.
Well, the general reason, it was the only plug-in hybrid minivan.
Yeah.
However, when I talked to, I have known an enormous number of fairly young parents who are all interested potentially in minivans, and the primary thought about the Pacifica plug-in hybrid was, on paper it looks the best, however, they're afraid it will not work. And I always had to explain to them, you're right, it will not work.
Correct. Sad, but true.
It will not ever run.
Jeep was the most, everybody understands broadly in the industry that hybrids and plug-in hybrids are the way to electrification. Yep. Well, maybe not Stellantis. Maybe they don't agree. Although I will say, Tim
Kuniskis
has said that plug-in hybrids will be back.
It makes sense that they will.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Okay, we got to move on to our. Is that our last news story?
No, we have one more.
Okay, we got to move on to our next news story, which is manual transmissions. This is a 7-speed. You know what that car that's in?
Porsche.
Yeah.
All right.
Our Porsche guy. Porsche podcast.
Porsche podcast.
Number one Porsche podcast in the world.
Yeah, I'm kind of proud of that because Spike was over here saying he was number one, and look at us.
Yes.
We all three of us have Porsches, including you. And all Nick does is complain about how he doesn't want to talk about Porsches. Me too, by the way. And he's over here driving. Who has driven a Porsche the most?
I know. That's what hit me, is that I'm putting 12,000 miles a year on a Porsche. So I'm King Porsche guy in this group.
Nick's got a $9,000 used Cayenne.
Congratulations.
I love it. It's so good. It's a good car. Especially now that I no longer have a bent wheel on it. It drives so much better.
Okay, what's our manual transmission story?
I apologize. I got stuck on a rug. All right. Our friends at Motor One asked every manufacturer what the manual take rate was for each model in their lineup.
Yep.
Do you want to guess a few?
Okay, give me a car and I guess.
I would say a median is like 4%.
All right. So BMW M2.
M2?
Yep.
15%.
30.
40% of M2 sold last year were manual.
That's a huge number.
M3s. We'll keep going.
15%.
35.
All right. So M3...
we know
the
how
base
M3
M3 is available with a manual. 50% of M3s that were available with a manual had a manual. M3, and once you add an M3 comps, M3 XRs, whatever, between 6 and 10%.
Huh. That's actually not so bad considering that they really want you to get in the auto because the auto has the more power.
Yep. Not bad.
Yeah.
CT5B Blackwing?
60.
15.
48%. The CT4V was 61.
Wow.
Yeah.
It shows you that there's a very small sliver of people who even want those cars. And that small sliver
wants a manual. Similarly, the Mira was 88% manual.
Wow. The what car?
The Lotus Emira.
Wow.
88%.
That makes sense. I mean, if you're skipping a lot of traditional manufacturers, you want a non-traditional experience.
Let me ask you 3 more.
Okay.
911s. Not including GT3s or up, those are separated out.
3%.
5?
All right, so if you include all 911 non-GT3 trims, 15%. If you look just at the trims that were available with a manual, which I don't remember for 25, some of them, 83%.
Well, I think isn't that only the Carrera T?
I think that the time the base one may have been available with a manual too, but yeah.
Isn't it 992.2? And anyway, okay, fine.
I think it switched power through
80% of Carrera T.
Basically, 83% of Carrera Ts had a manual.
That's no surprise. That car is
You're buying that for
one of the great manual cars.
Similarly, 83% of GT3 Tourings last year had a manual.
Of course.
And I'll give you one more. The Subaru BRZ.
60% manual, probably higher, 65. What is it?
I feel like Subaru would screw this up. 30%?
My goodness. Subaru BRZ was 90% manual.
Wow.
Now, the GR86, which is identical, only 52%
Yeah,
manual.
it's lower. One of them is way lower. You know, I will say, though, when they come up for sale, I get what you said, but when I've watched them come up for sale, they're always manuals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very rare to see an auto.
Yep. Tacoma's 1%.
Yeah, but that's still probably a pretty big number of cars.
Yeah.
Because GR86's half of 7,000 sales were manuals. 1% of Tacomas, they sell 200,000 Tacomas a year.
What is interesting is Volkswagen, only the GLI in 2025 was available with a stick.
Really?
Wow.
Because the GTI and Golf R are automatic only. I looked, in 2024, GTIs and Golf Rs were both around 50% manual take.
Wow, and they got rid of them. How insane. This company is so lost.
It's so insane.
They cannot find their own way. They are such a disaster.
You have 50% of people choosing it for a manual, and yet they are
They got rid of. So what was GLI?
45%.
45%.
So clearly people still want
They're going to cancel that one too. And they're going to give us, you know what they're going to do? After taking a year off with the ID Buzz, they're going to come back with a more expensive, longer version.
Yep.
Okay.
Of that list he has, if you just average all of them, it's 53%.
Yeah.
So if you offer a manual,
That's not
more
how
than
it's
half
at.
the time people take it. Did he
how-
just say that?
That is a reasonable take, but it's not
hey.
how I would do that math.
That's not how it works.
It is.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
And
the
Korea and Tokyo are very close together, but
one of
we
the
digress.
ones on this list is the Pagani Utopia, where apparently 75% of them were manual,
So
but
he's
they sold
averaging-
three.
Me
They sold four.
3 out of the 4. He's averaging all of them together.
Look,
What an
it's
idiot.
math, all right?
It's math. You got it, bud. All right, we got to move on to the Talk Cars segment. Talk Cars segment is sponsored by Nick is a Porsche guy.
Wow.
Nick, a Porsche guy. And I want to start the Talk Cars segment with some horrible news. Last week I announced, or 2 weeks ago, I don't remember when we did this podcast last. Feels like an eternity. I announced... You got the car, Mom. Okay, I announced that I was interested in a Lexus LX. And a couple of days later, Kelly, the car mom, who I think is the greatest automotive influencer, and I mean that sincerely, she made a video talking about how terrible the Lexus LX is for families. It doesn't have child tethers in the third row. It's too tight. This little bar blocks car seats. It sounds like it's a nightmare, honestly. And Kelly... all she does is take car seats in and out of cars and film them. She's like, it's like an incredible gig. Like, she's really good at this. So if she says it's bad, it's bad. So I showed this reel to my wife because we've been talking about how I want an Overtrail. I want an Overtrail. I want an Overtrail. Showed this reel to my wife. She said, we are not under any circumstances getting this car. So I think we're 50-50.
Yeah, that sounds right. By the way, everything she pointed out were questions I asked you about your purchase.
What do you mean?
I asked, do you think you can actually fit 3 people across in the second row?
You could fit 3 across in the second row.
With
No question.
With 2 car seats.
It is harder if car seats are...
I asked whether you had space in the trunk. Of course I did. I asked if you had space in the trunk. You also said
There
you
is
could
a
put,
ton of space in the trunk.
regardless. She and I are on the same page.
Look, I think the Overtrail, you got to understand something. And Kelly, I emailed Kelly in a panic after this, and she got back to me. It was very nice. We had a little exchange in which she told me I should get a Defender. She said that's the best. If you want an adventure car
130.
that's kid capable, the Defender's the one. And I was like, no.
I had one. I'm good.
And she said, she called me a unicorn.
Yeah?
In the sense that what I'm looking for,
So many senses.
it doesn't really exist.
In so many senses.
Thank you so much. And so I don't know what to do.
Keep your
But-
Sequoia.
No, I don't want to keep the Sequoia.
Well,
Here's what I want.
QX80.
I want a car that is off. No, that doesn't have the off-road equipment I'm looking for. Dude,
Armada Pro 4X.
I want a car. I want to be able to have 3 across in the back, ideally with car seats, off-road capability, great self-driving, and I want it to not look like the Sequoia. Like when I'm driving it around, I don't want people to think that guy was there on January 6th. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to look, and I've said that, I'm on the record saying, I don't want it to look a little Republican. That's like totally fine with me. We have an E-Class wagon, which in my opinion is the most subtle Republican car.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to look like I am literally carrying around a trove of firearms in the trunk. Do you know what I'm saying?
So we can't do a Tahoe.
Tahoe, I think, is less. The Sequoia is so out there. But I also want it to last for a long time, and so we can't do a Tahoe. Dude, I have a neighbor who bought a Tahoe diesel. Dude's getting 800 miles on a tank of gas.
Wow.
800 miles on a tank of gas.
There you
This
go.
car won't last. That's my problem with Land Rover. I want to buy this car, and I never want to talk about buying a daily driver again as long as I live. Ever.
That's going to be tough. Also, their configurator doesn't load.
That says everything you need to know. Anyway, the car mom has talked me out of a Lexus LX. I am screwed now.
Does that mean, and I hate to ask a question and prolong more discussion over this car I could care less about, but does that mean Filippo's attempts to lowball the selling dealer did not pan out?
Can I tell you what happened? Okay, so
yeah, I need to know.
I mentioned, this is a great story. There's a great ending to this. I mentioned last week on the pod that I was particularly interested in this one LX Overtrail at a dealer in Chicago. It was CPO. And I only want a CPO car. They're like 15 grand off. The warranty's longer. I only want a CPO. I don't care about the mileage. So Filippo reaches out like 20 times. I want to, give me a deal, give me a deal. The dealer's like, we won't go, we won't deal. This is our price, Yep. Okay. A few days later, they email Filippo and they're like, we're going to come down on price, $500. And then Filippo's like, okay, I want a deal on that number. And they're like, nope, we're firm now at this number.
they said by email to me that they were firm at their asking, which was 111 something.
Yeah.
2 days later, I get an automated email saying the price on the car you reached out about went down $500. So I emailed them. They didn't email me proactively. I was like, do you have a little bit of extra flexibility now? No, we're firm.
By the way, the car's been on there a lot since October. I'm not particularly interested in this car anymore because I don't want to deal with all this.
And then didn't Sean, the producer, Sean SEAN at carsandbids.com, did email them also, and Sean claimed he got it down like 20 grand.
He lied.
And then they went quiet.
I told him I would hit it at 102, and because they want 112. He said he got him to 102, but then for some reason they never saw a sales contract.
got them to 102.
Anyway, I'm not sure if I should even do this anymore. I reached out to the press car people, which I never do, and I said, can I get a press car this to figure out if it's going to work with my family? And they said they don't have one anymore. So we're screwed, dude.
You're not getting an LX700.
Why not? My sports cars have, you finish it for me.
No.
My sports cars have 3 pedals and my SUVs have 3 lockers. Am I right?
I don't think I have those.
You have neither.
3 lockers, you do not.
Or pedals.
And you do not have 3 pedals. So
it's unclear what will work in the Land Rover at any given time, but if I had 3 lockers, they would
not have 3
I'd have 1.5.
We just don't.
Okay, anyway, that's the situation with that.
You want to eat better, but sometimes you've got 0 time and honestly 0 energy to make it happen. At some point, I realized I wasn't just failing at eating healthy. I was failing at finding the 3 extra hours every night to cook. And that's where Factor comes in. It doesn't ask you to meal prep or follow recipes. It just removes that entire problem. 2 minutes, real food, done. Factor meals are already made by chefs, designed by dietitians, and delivered straight to your door. You just heat them up and eat. Inside, it's lean proteins, colorful vegetables, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats. The exact stuff I'd make for myself if I actually had the time. No refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no refined seed oils. When I'm slammed, having Factor ready to go has been huge. My go-to has been the high protein meals. They actually keep me full and make it easy to stay on track without thinking about it. Factor fits your life, not someone else's plan. There are over 100 rotating meals every week, including high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean, GLP-1 support, ready-to-eat salads, and even their new Muscle Pro collection for strength and recovery. You pick what works for your goals. This isn't motivation to eat better. It's eliminating the reason that you don't. I use this and you should too. Head to factormeals.com/cars50off and use code CARS50OFF to get 50% off your first Factor box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor.
We got to talk also about the Coinbase NSX. So,
yes, look at this.
This is one of the craziest things that we've ever done on Cars and Bids. We've got this deal with Coinbase. Can you introduce the promotion?
Absolutely.
Talk about the car.
All right, so we are working with Coinbase, which is like the largest American cryptocurrency exchange,
right?
For Bitcoin and all other cryptos, to auction the NSX off for USDC, which is a stable coin pegged to the US dollar.
So we find this NSX. This car has 320,000 miles. We plucked it out of the Midwest. It's a one-owner car. And we're now auctioning it on the site. Remains a one-owner car because we didn't title it.
Yeah.
And so you can be the second owner of this 320,000 mile 95 NSXT. I drove this car around. We're doing some real work to the car to make sure that it's like really prepped and ready for sale. I mean, it's going to be like really, really ready to go. However, I drove the car pre-engine work and it drove amazingly. And we've all been talking in the office about how there's no way any Ferrari would have made it to 320,000 miles, let alone drive as well. You couldn't tell. This car had no wear. Everything was perfect. The only thing when we got it, and the only item in the entire interior that was worn was the cruise control button, which I think gives you an idea of how the previous owner was using it. So it's, you know, a lot of engine time at idle speeds on freeways. But it was incredible to drive this car. No other exotic car I can think of could do this kind of miles and stay in this kind of shape. Proving the testament of what everybody's always said about the NSX. It was like a Ferrari, but a reliable one. And this car is that.
It's truly, we have service records going back a long way. Yeah. But it's not like this required like monthly maintenance to get to that point. No, it just did it.
It was a Honda.
It was a Honda.
The dude did 320,000 miles in a Honda, like you might do in an Odyssey, taking your kids to hockey games.
Right.
But it was an NSX.
He was an engineer or something of that sort in Indiana, and like just clearly drove it on the highway constantly. And to be fair, he had it for 30 years.
Yeah.
And did 300,000 miles. 10,000 miles a year-ish. Like, that's a normal use for your daily driver.
It's impressive, though.
He told us, go back to he told us that he initially bought an automatic, wasn't this the story? And he realized it wasn't for him, so replaced it with a manual, and he had the automatic for like 6 months, replaced it with a manual, and it for 30 years.
Had its sense.
And 320,000
The condition is
Have you driven
wild.
this car?
No.
It's really nice. Have you driven it?
No. Somehow I have.
So nice. Look at that, 82.
Yep.
That's a lot of money back in 95.
Yeah, it is.
And then he added a CD changer.
CD changer.
How much do you think that is?
For $900 at that day currency?
Probably 160, 170.
175,000.
Yeah.
How much was a CD charger in today's money?
$900.
Well, $1,800. It's about double.
Yeah, double. Yeah.
$1,900.
$1,800 for a CD changer. But think about how many hours he was listening to CDs.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
dude knew what he
Good
needed.
ROI, yeah.
Crazy. I'm excited about the auction. This car is just wild. There are no comps, by the way.
Yeah,
No comps. We have no idea what it's going to sell for. We have no idea what to tell you to pay for it. No NSX has ever come up with miles like this. The ones that have high miles tend to have been passed around to 14 people and they're lowered, which is fine. Like there's the community deserves cheaper ones too. But this car isn't that. Like OE wheels, like this is a clean.
With a lot in maintenance. We're getting a bunch of work done at like the shop in Southern California for these cars. It's
also, and I apologize if you already said this and I tuned out, but there's no accidents.
No.
Like statistically driving 300-some thousand miles.
Yeah.
Someone's going to rear end you. You're going to scrape a door like Hoovy did with his gull wing.
Happen intersections, and I honestly bet 300 to 1,000 of the miles were.
Was this guy working like a hot shot rig? Like, that's crazy.
Well, it's
over 30 years.
Yeah, I know, but still.
No accidents, no rust. The body looks great.
Car was clean, despite being in Indiana.
Is this your goal for the Fiat 500? Another 25 years, 10,000 miles a year?
My goal for the Fiat 500 is to either drop it off a cliff or sell it.
Yeah, that's what people have been saying, but it's still around. I door-dinged it earlier getting into that Lexus.
I told Kenan asked whether he could do a video cleaning it. Yeah. And I said, I don't care. And I also said that I am ambivalent between him doing a video cleaning it and him doing a video showing you how to key a car. I care the same amount for whichever outlet.
Sean is telling me that the NSX was driven every year to the guy's summer house in Florida.
Wow.
Probably he means winter house in Florida, I would assume.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
But that explains also why there's no rust, because presumably it wasn't in Indiana during that time.
Yep.
What a special car. Super excited to see what it sells for. Obviously happy to do the partnership with Coinbase, who's been a wonderful partner in this and very supportive of us finding this really special car and doing this promotion, which I think is really cool. But I'm especially excited to see where the market values this car. From I'll tell you this, from a drivability perspective, from a usability perspective, it feels like a car with 30,000 miles. The market will not value it at that number.
Yeah.
But then you got to wonder, like, where does it, I don't know.
Yeah. Don't have any idea. Before I bought my 911, we've obviously had this car around for a little bit as we were filming all the content.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to come up for sale. I've considered
buying it.
I don't think that it's that different in price.
Yeah.
But it could be worth it.
Yeah. It's an amazing car. It's also a lot of fun to drive. That car is so well balanced, and the shifter and clutch are so slick. It is just such a nice car.
I'm worried it'll be a real pricey car. Not worried. I mean, like, great.
I don't think so. I think the market is gonna hit it for the miles, but someone who buys it, who wants a driver, is gonna get really, really, really a great car.
They could be the second owner of a 1995 NSX.
I want to talk about Mickey's Hot Dogs in Mesa.
Yeah, gladly. I'm going to be at an event that we're throwing alongside Avants, which is like a car community, during Arizona Car Week, or Arizona Auction Week, whatever they're calling it down there to try to make it a thing, on Friday the 23rd. I will be there. Nick, I believe, will be there. But Nick has not made any hot dog offers. Only I have.
Is this event, it's not actually at Mickey's, it's near Mickey's.
It's near Mickey's. It is at a place called The Warehouse.
Is this event open to the public, or do you have
you have to be an Avants member, or we have a sub number of reserved entries if you enter from our community post that is
so we linked the community post. If you go on to the events part of Cars and Bids, you'll see this there. You can enter and you can get in, or you can join Avants, which is a really cool like car social organization. And again, the best car there, Filippo is going to take you out afterwards to Mickey's Hot Dogs. Folks, I don't know if you've been to Mickey's, but it's on Broadway and McDonald there in Mesa. And it's great stuff. They got relish there. Nick, you ever been to Mickey's?
No. I've been to the Wiener Circle in Chicago.
You ever spend time in Mesa, Nick?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in Tempe. This was like backyard. Tempe Mesa is like, there's very blurry distinction.
Nick, you never went over to Mickey's at that time?
Been a vegetarian for 20 years.
You know, you think Mickey's doesn't have a vegetarian menu?
They might. I'll go. The caveat here with this contest is I'm either bringing the Multipla or the SLR. Either way, I have a good odd of winning Filippo's favorite car.
I just clicked on the menu for Mickey's.
My goodness.
And here are the options: tacos, tortas, burritos, tostadas, drinks. That's it.
No hot dogs?
Filippo will not be buying you a hot dog at Mickey's, but he might buy you a tostada. Mickey's had to change when Phoenix changed. Mickey's changed right along with it. Had to adapt.
Do we think that everybody watching is incredibly surprised that Nick, with everything they know about Nick, is a vegetarian?
I can't believe he only just revealed it, folks. Nick is a vegetarian. There was a time he was a vegan, but I pried him back into reality with pizza.
I also eat fish, and if I know the person that's killed the animal, I eat it. So, like the last I had, I think was elk, maybe. But,
up at your father's ranch.
In Wyoming. Yeah.
Nick goes up to Wyoming every so often, and he texts us and he says, "I could move here."
Yep. I'd said the same thing with Arizona last week.
And then
you know, Arizona has like no laws. You can just do whatever you want. We went to a pool and kids are just like belly flopping off of structures.
They've outlawed belly flopping in California. It's not actually in Imperial County. You can still belly flop, but here in San Diego County and in Orange County, you're not even allowed to get in.
It is tied to whether they have emissions restrictions or not.
There was like no lifeguards, nothing. I get back. I can't even get a grocery bag.
They don't have you're supportive.
Crazy.
We got to move on.
All right, move on to
Arizona's amazing.
We want to move on to Nick talking about his next project car.
Yeah.
Nick, go ahead.
Well, there's a lot to unpack here.
There sure is.
The Multipla, I'm done with. I've given it to Filippo.
I'm not done with it.
Yeah, no, Filippo's got it. And he's like, Nick, do you know it's leaking fluid everywhere? I'm like, yes.
I knew that.
Was I supposed to disclose that to you? Sorry. I don't know.
When I got in the car, there was some light on the dash that I didn't recognize. So I checked it.
The glow plugs.
There's a glow plug and then there's an injector light.
When you first turn it on, a light comes on. The glow plug.
No. There was one that sustained. That was an injector light. Apparently.
We're working on it.
When I drove home,
I want to be clear though. This car has not been given to Filippo. It's not like your car now. We're going to sell this car on car.
Yeah.
If you're waiting for a bad Multipla.
No, it's the best Multipla, which is still a bad Multipla, but like.
So you remember when Nick sold his bad color Murcielago? He's now going to sell his good color but bad Multipla.
Well,
and one of these days, he's going to just have a good car. God, Filippo, we're at Cars and Coffee this weekend.
Yeah.
And Perry's asking Nick, I don't know, were you around for this?
My
friend Perry came from Atlanta. He came down here.
Hi, Perry.
And we were asking, Perry was like, Nick, this SLR is pretty nice. It's a nice car. He's like, what's the price? How many miles? And Nick said, 5,000 miles. Perry said, I can't believe you only paid whatever. Nick said, yeah, it was a really good deal. I don't know. And I'm sitting there listening to this, and I go, Nick,
there was a fire.
It was on fire. And Nick's like, there was a fire. He was like mentally trying not to. Fire was insane.
Fire was a long time ago, buddy.
Can I say two things about the Multipla? Because I drove it a bunch yesterday, which was delightful.
Let's hear it.
First of all, when I lived in Italy, my family had two Fiats. We had two of that key. And it just felt so like correct.
Brought Filippo back
using that key
to his childhood when he would go to the town square and play soccer until dinner time, until it got dark with the little kids. The town square next to the church.
We actually had like a little long driveway next to a church, as it were. And we'd play in that long driveway or in the church parking lot. But
Steadily, man.
Really,
there's always a church.
There always is. But it was so good in that way. Also, I decided that it's the least antagonistic car. Like, you can't look angry at somebody because it's all windows. Like, you're in a 911. You're 911, or even like the GTI. Like, there's some tint. It's low. You don't have that much visibility. You kind of like, it's like an angry seeming car.
Yeah.
You have to be nice to your neighbors in Multipla because they can see everything.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like a very like friendly car.
So,
and they're looking.
There's a lot of sociology about
a lot of people are looking.
There's a lot of sociology about how people, when they're in their cars, like disconnect a little bit and like feel a sense of protection and like
you feel
behave
exposed
rudely as a result of that space. In Multipla, not true.
So you're driving it, but you're going to stop driving it because the last guy who drove it around a little bit, it broke down and then spent like 2 weeks in a shop.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, I am 100% going to stop
when you buy this car, it's worth.
It's the only Multipla here, and it's so delightful as a result. I love it.
It's got a little leak, but so that's selling soon when we do our amazing adventure series.
2 weeks. 2.5.
That's going to be coming live to the channels, which means I've already want to spend the money I haven't collected yet on.
Which, by the way, $4,000. That car's worth $4,000.
No, it'll do well.
I'm in at like 15, so I really hope you're wrong.
That car.
Are you going to do anything to try to make the paint or interior look nicer?
I thought about it.
How could you be in at 15 when it's in that shape?
Well, I spent like 13 getting it here, then like 1 or 2K on miscellany.
You'll get the money back, legitimately.
Oh, there is no. I'll bet you $1,000 right now. That thing doesn't even get close to 15.
Well, I'm just going to assume it brings 15 to 20.
Okay, all right.
And I'll tack that on some the Arnage funds. And
the car that you lost 10 grand on.
I've got a considerate sum of money here to spend on the next project car.
Okay, all right. So to me, you're at like negative 20. To you, you're up like 30. All right. Okay.
It's just cash, right? We're doing cash basis here. It doesn't matter. The past is the past, much like the fire in the SLR. It happened a long time ago, and it doesn't matter anymore.
I love
your point being that you got paid for the Arnage. So even though you lost a lot of money, you still got $17,000.
Money in a low-interest savings account that needs to be invested more wisely.
Nick's P&L is just the profit part.
Yeah.
There's no expenditures. It's just accounts payable.
That's exactly
accounts receivable, rather.
That's exactly what it is. The actual spend to purchase the car doesn't make it onto the statement.
Yeah.
Only what he gets back.
Which is great accounting.
And by the way, I think even if you figured that, he still lost on the Arnage.
No, so bad.
What are you considering?
Part of me, so the SRT10 Ram is still very high on the list.
Yeah.
Hard to find one that's meeting my specific needs, but there is one in Phoenix that I want to check out when we're back for Car Week.
You want a quad cab, right?
I do want quad cab, which is a bummer for the Trans because you get an auto, but
you could probably swap it.
Or you
probably swap it.
How small the rear doors are.
Well, what's the rear look like?
I got small kids. They don't need to be big doors.
What's the rear look like?
Can we give this to the car, Mom?
It's pretty tight. Kelly?
Yeah.
She's got 4 kids, dude.
Dude, look, the 3 of them right there. It's wide.
What about the other
Throw some in the bed.
No, she's like a
one
car
of them has to be older.
Technician. She's like never gonna put her kids in the bed. You, on the other hand.
Meanwhile, the Multipla, the seat belts don't even lock. Like they're just loosely.
Multipla is dangerous for adults, kids alike.
As a kid, that was a safe car.
Yeah.
But that was a family vehicle.
There's an R63 that just went live on Facebook Marketplace, previously sold on Cars and Bids, that I'm 80% sure is a scam, but might be real.
Okay. So why are you announcing this?
Yeah, people are going to
It's fine.
You have 2 days to buy this car.
It's a free market. And I really,
folks, if you're on Facebook Marketplace in Valley Stream, New York, which is just north of the city, you're now competition for Nick on this R63. Go for it, people.
If they beat me to the punch, they're welcome to have it. The guy asked to FaceTime right now to show it to me.
Do that. You didn't do that?
I can call him right now if you want on air, but I figured we'll wait.
Right after.
Okay, and then I really want an E55 wagon to manual swap.
A
but that one's the hardest to find of all of them.
I think that was
an S211, right?
That car is not. Didn't you ever see the ad with the monster?
No.
I'm sorry, what?
Look, that guy that put him on Volks, like that. You couldn't mess with these cars. They're not.
Yeah, but it's not about keeping the car original. I just don't think that the character of the car lends itself. It's a big, like, fast straight line situation.
My car's got 1 or 2 diff lockers, and my SUVs have a manual. I don't know.
Third row is
my wagons.
Third row was there. It was available for you as a line.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's okay.
My cars have 3 rows, but even then it wouldn't have been.
Yeah.
E63s are down.
Yeah.
E63s are pretty cheap, but he wants the blown V8, which I agree with. I actually owned this body E63.
Yeah, cool car.
And I prefer the E55. I think
If I do a
looks better.
63, I want the R. If I do a 55, I want the wagon.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yep.
Well, I'm excited for you. I hope this goes in certain directions, and I hope it doesn't go in other directions. So we'll see.
You want a Ram?
Here's my order of preference. R63, although I think you'll get tired of it even quicker than the Multipla. E55 wagon, and I sincerely hope you don't manual swap it.
Yeah.
And then lowest on the list is the Ram, only because it's a tip. The stick ones were cool as hell.
There's also a Maybach 57 I've been sending to the group.
Yep.
They've dropped the price. It's got 136,000 miles.
gonna
But at
keep
some
dropping.
price, you got to say yes, right? And I don't know what that price is, but it starts with a 2.
Yeah.
Yep. We haven't sold one in a 57 in forever.
Yeah, and non-S, but it's fine. They're pretty cool.
Don't know.
So you're going to become a Mercedes-Benz man.
Just for now.
You're going to follow
Until the
along.
BMW M3 EV comes out, then we'll switch.
Support for today's episode comes from Square, and they've got big news. At Square's biannual releases event, they rolled out a wave of powerful new tools designed to help local businesses run faster, smarter, and more profitably. From AI that answers real business questions to tech that simplifies orders and tracks every dollar, it's all live and built for businesses that want to keep up and get ahead. You've probably experienced Square without even thinking about it. I was at one of my favorite coffee shops recently, Ultrea Coffee in Ocean Beach, having a coffee with our producer, Sean. And the checkout was fast, smooth, and I got my receipt instantly. Everything just worked. That's Square doing what it does best behind the scenes. What's new is Square AI, which puts your business data right at your fingertips. You can literally ask questions like, what were my top sellers last month? Which days are slow? And get instant answers as charts or reports. And Square's new financial suite also makes it easier to track spending, compare supplier prices, and even automatically set aside money for things like taxes or upgrades. Square launched its most powerful tools yet, designed to give local businesses a competitive edge without the complexity. If you're ready to sell smarter, run faster, and stress less, right now you can get up to $200 off Square hardware at square.com/go/carpod. That's SQUARE.com/GO/carpod. Run your business smarter with Square. Get started today.
Okay, I'm thrilled with that. Speaking of things I think you should consider, I want to move on to the market report.
All right.
The market report, by the way, is brought to you by Cars and Bids.
I'm proud of you.
It's an auction website, I think. Okay, type in Quattroporte. There.
Ooh.
Nick, I know we don't like these Quattroportes, but are you aware this is a 12 car?
You know what? I saw one on the road the other day, and I swear to God, I thought, that looks pretty cool.
Let us see the miles.
They're long and menacing. And
Not.
Yeah, 12.
They're long and menacing. Like the Ghiblies kind of suck, but like click on.
It kind of looks like a gangster car, you know?
Like it
like
kind of looks like a gangster car.
And I was like, I would not disrespect that guy's wife, you know?
But if it was a Ghibli, you would. You would disrespect his wife, his children, his whole family.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'd be like, they probably had it coming.
They probably had it coming. But this car, you see him and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like that guy knows some dangerous people.
He knows some people, or he is one of those people.
Yeah.
Go to the interior. Does it look nice inside?
But then he chose the Oregon vineyard plate.
The wine country, yeah. Well, it's unreadable. Let me tell you something. If you live in
That's a lot of
if
wood.
you're
That trim.
ever wondering why someone has chosen a specific license plate in some states, it's unreadable.
Yep.
That's why. We don't actually want to save the manatee in Florida. We don't care. We're different to the manatee. But the license plate is unreadable.
Yeah. A lot of wood. Also, I forgot that ignition was on the left.
I don't know that I ever knew that.
You reviewed one of these cars.
I don't think I did ever review a Quattroporte of this body style.
Interesting.
I don't think I ever
After the
did.
Ghibli, you were like, no.
Buy one for 12?
Well, you know, at one
review
point
it?
they did a V8. So I agree with you that the true Italian Quattroporte, the one you had, is like the real one. But at 12,
Right.
and it kind of looks cool. It kind of looks like people aren't disrespecting your family.
Yeah. Same, I mean, your point on the Levante was also true, right?
Yep.
Like, they're laughably bad at retailed new, but at some point you're like, oh, this is kind of a logical thing to do.
Totally. And I always felt the Levante drove pretty well. I never thought really the Ghibli drove that well, but this car I bet is okay, especially at 12. What does the back seat look like?
You know, pretty nice.
Oh my
I
God.
apologize. I started to watch your Ghibli review.
Oh, wow, those pillows.
Do you think the car mom would be supportive of this?
Yeah.
From now on, I'm only going to buy cars if I run them by the car mom first.
I think
smart.
you need a collab here.
I went on her pod once. I'm telling you, she's the greatest automotive influencer.
Yeah.
And then her and Harry.
Harry's Garage. Same vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, you could put some couple car seats. You'd hurt the leather.
Yeah, I don't think this. I think this is like Chrysler stuff.
The car's hurt, you know? It's
So anyway, they did a V8. Can you pull up Quattroporte?
Is 12 an outlier, or that's
well,
what
it's got 85,000, 88,000 miles. But can you pull up Quattroporte? Sort by newest or highest price or something. Like, I want to know what the V8s went for. This one, GTS. Yeah, that's a V8.
That's a V8, but that was in 21.
That. Click on that.
Can't imagine it's more now.
Nick, 31.
30-ish.
This car actually looks pretty cool, and it's got a big old V8. What was the horsepower rating? 525 horsepower.
You know, you got mad at me when I got rid of my P38 and replaced it with another P38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's better. Don't you think replacing my Quattroporte for another Quattroporte
Maybe.
is like
You'd rather have a Rapide?
Yeah,
but Rapides are big money. They're like double this.
They're like 35.
Are they?
They're not 60? I thought they're like 60.
The facelift ones are, but the pre-facelift, you can find them under 40.
Do lowest price.
Stradman bought his for like 37 from a dealer.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
This one had like 200,000 miles.
Yeah.
25, which is 200,000 in
That's
Aston Martin world.
That's the NSX.
Yeah.
The one owner NSX.
The opposite of the NSX.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at that outlier there. But yeah, they're in the 40s.
Man, V12. I forgot these had a V12.
Look at that. With
You're
the
thinking
color.
about one of these? Is this on your list or not?
Oh, for sure.
In Madagascar?
They terrified me. And that's coming from somebody who owned an Arnage. It terrifies me.
I would much rather have this than an Arnage in terms of ownability. I think this is a way more ownable
It
car.
can't be much worse.
For one thing, it's considerably newer.
Yeah.
Plus, again, if you're buying it 30-some, you know,
Yeah.
how much can you get killed?
12
The
for a
answer is
Maserati.
about 25.
$5 grand, yeah.
Even though he bought his Arnage for 19, he still managed to lose over 20. Okay, the other market report I want to talk about is the R8. Then we got to move on to questions.
Yeah.
Pull it up. You see this?
What a sale.
Nick, you see this?
Yeah.
Nick is an R8, and Nick owned an R8, a stick V8.
I can't use computers.
Oh, no. Yes. Well, you guys had like the best R8 of the Gen 1s, or Gen 1.5, I guess.
There have been others that have sold in the last 9 months on other platforms, and there was one that should have been nicer, half the miles, that sold for $215.
This is like
astonished.
a new Bring the trailer. He doesn't want to say bring the trailer, but I'll say bring the trailer. Bring the trailer had one with
6,000 miles.
6,000 miles that sold for $215. So ours was sitting at $220 over the
Premium
weekend.
Plus gated.
It was a gated plus. It was a gated plus.
Plus.
I don't know about
Premium Plus is a trim level in Audi.
Yeah, you're right. Plus, whatever.
You're an Audi guy.
V10 Premium Plus. If only we'd had a V10 Prestige.
Yeah.
But so they had one, and it only sold for $215. That was only in March, so it was less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And so I assumed this would be around there. Now this is a special color, but it's this Panther Black, which to me,
It's pretty cool in the sun, but it's subtle.
maybe, but it's
very
subtle.
subtle.
It's not like Samoa.
The one on Bring a Trailer was a different 101 black.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it was also
So-
a one-on-one. Regardless, this one brings 261, and I think that this illustrates a couple things. First off, bring the trailer. But secondly,
So good.
And I mentioned this in that weekly email I send out every week. If you think the R8 is going up in value, this car leads the chart. Like this is the king R8. I think you said it's the best Gen 1. I think it's the best R8 ultimately because you get the V10, you get the Plus, and you have a gated. The second gens were offered with a stick.
Right.
To me, like there is probably no better R8 in the world. There might be some really cool colors or some even lower miles. There might be one or two better cars.
Yeah.
Like this is it.
Go find one.
Yeah. I mean, they come up every 2 years.
They made 8
And
manual plus.
the other-
Is that right? Some low number.
The other interesting thing about R8 owners is they grow to love the car and become obsessed. And then they eventually say, I wish I had a nicer one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they become R8 loyalists and they think like, this is my favorite one. I just wish it had a V10.
2 of my
Or I
3
wish it
R8
had-
owner friends ended up getting a better R8.
Yeah.
Not you though.
Not you.
You got an SLR. You got a Mercy. That's an even better R8.
Yep.
But and at that price point, you could find an e-gear and have a little swap budget, but it would never be nice.
I am curious who buys this at $260. It's a lot of money for an R8. Although if it's gonna happen, this is the one.
This is the car.
But I'm curious, like, does that person already have 10 other exotics, or is he deciding? Because at $260, I probably prefer your stick swap Mercy to this car.
They're very different though. This is way more usable.
Yeah, but I'm not looking for usable.
Yeah.
But that's what
If
I'm
you've
talking
already
about.
scratched that itch in
Who
your
is the
garage?
person who's trying to find a usable but very special? Because you can't really use this, right? You got to keep this pretty preserved.
Yep.
It's a very valuable car. If you wanted to use one, you could find a lot of other R8s.
I'm willing to bet the person had owned an R8 before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like that's the demo for
I don't
this.
think you'd understand what makes this car so special unless you had. Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool, Sarah. I was super
This
happy to
is
host
so
this
cool.
car. It was really, the seller did a great job presenting it. It was just a really, really special car.
The owner is our friend Sam in the future. he's gone from a boxer spider, and then he starts upping.
I don't think Sam's getting back in
Sam's not spending $260.
Yeah, he might. This one for the right price.
Okay, I got to move on to questions. The questions, of course, are sponsored by Nick Roshan.
Oh, yeah,
Nick's YouTube channel, which has the greatest automotive content. Folks, Nick put up a post this week about 2 weeks ago about how he spent the Christmas holiday in Arizona lowballing people.
I'm still lowballing people. Yeah, I'm deep into a rabbit hole now of used tires. Oh my God.
You are
I'm over budget on the
Can I
P38. I did a lift kit.
No question about it.
And the lift kit on stock wheels looks terrible.
It does.
But I don't want to, like, a new set of tires is like another couple grand.
Nick,
and it's like
you're digging this hole yourself. I told you when it started.
I'm calling about Stellantis.
That's
Spanish
brand?
for tires. No, it's the Spanish word.
That pronunciation ain't going to get you very far.
I know. I'm not getting very far.
What are you trying to get?
If you are Louise and you're listening to this, please respond to your DMs on Facebook. I will take them for your asking price.
Nick, you have a real career. You put your family in these cars. One of them is an SLR.
Also, it's Louise, not Louise.
Can you just buy not used tire?
The P38 project is about embracing
what
budget
tire are you
builds.
trying to find?
I don't think
Either Falcon Wild Peak or KO2,
There are
KO3.
used Falcon Wild Peaks out there that
Yeah.
like people are selling that fit.
They're a little rare in 16s, but we're fine. We're hunting them down.
Than you said.
Like
Expensive.
$1,300.
What if you get cheaper, newer tires?
I don't want like off-brand. Well, I will.
I'm okay with them
They
having
come up
driven
with great.
15,000 miles.
They got
but
a
hey.
plug in them and the
You know what?
sidewall's ripped.
You go to these used tire places. They quote installed prices. They don't do any of this like gimmicks with
Which I
recycling, and they knock it out real quick. Like it's not like a normal tire place where you got to deal with all this stuff.
I do like that about used tire places. They're usually quite quick and efficient.
Yeah.
So you're going to do this?
There's a lot of them are like in Chula and stuff. So I was hoping to do it right before or after the pod, but
Hey, how
didn't
much are
work
you
out.
into your free P38, Mr. Free?
10,394
10,394 pre-tires.
pre-tires. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to keep
And
tires
you
like
still
$300.
don't have a glove box.
I have a glove box. It's just not attached.
Is the stereo installed? How many? No. How many warning
The
lights?
stereo is installed. There's
Is
a
it working?
buzzing noise.
Okay.
So I removed this speaker that's buzzing, and it moved to another speaker, but I couldn't tell. I removed the tweeter, and then I found out afterwards it was actually the lower speaker. So I'm down 3 speakers now, and it's still buzzing. It's a disaster. I think I'm going to go for AirPods. After all of that.
Include that in the budget, then. That's $299.
This car is, I didn't put the door card back on because I ordered new speakers, and so I've got no door card, no glove box.
You drove it
buzzing
here?
speakers, yes.
This is
because I got to go
so
pick up my kids after
embarrassing.
this.
This is so. You got an SLR, dude.
He's the only person that owns an SLR that's also shopping for used tires for free P38 that doesn't have
I
speakers or
can't
door
believe
panels.
this crap.
You don't go broke making a profit, all right?
You're not
You're
going to
not
make
making a profit.
You haven't made a profit on any of these cars. You can't pull Manny Koshput on me. He sold his mega church for like 2x.
Yeah.
You selling any mega churches?
Maybe.
One of these is
If I
your
come
car.
across,
Which one?
They're unrealized losses. It's way back.
Okay,
And it looked different.
The car that
It was
you,
$7,000.
It looked different. It looked better.
The car that you were given for free, somebody had
That one.
ascribed $7,200 in value to. You think it's now worth over 10? What profit are you making?
Wait till you see it with the new tires.
I saw it with the lift.
Also, the worst part is I took out the old navigation and radio, and for YouTube, I filmed myself running over it. But the CarPlay connected and turned off the video as I was doing it. So I lost the footage that I was so proud of.
What an idiot.
This is incredible.
Oh my God.
But-
So you're in it for 10,394, but unsaid there is you need tires, you need some sort of infotainment solution, and you're down at several speakers.
And it still has a check engine light.
And it still has an active
You
CEO.
cleared it, but it's coming
I
back.
replaced ignition coils. That was not the culprit. So.
You're just replacing stuff? You think about throwing a code reader in there and seeing what it is?
It misfire. Like that could be anything.
Could be anything.
P38.
Put a new motor in it. Honestly, you'd probably end up in better shape.
We're off the rails here. We're finding a new project car.
Boy, are we.
That's all we
Yeah.
were saying.
You're getting rid of this P38?
No.
No.
Jesus.
I missed that the most when I was in Arizona.
The questions The questions
You had a C5
are
Corvette
brought
you
to you
missed.
by Nick's YouTube channel, where you can see all this and more. First question from Telemeister62. This is a great question. Why is a 100 Series Land Cruiser a 5-figure car, deep 5 figures, while first-gen Sequoias with the same drivetrain are a tenth of the cost? The first-gen Sequoia is so underrated. Pull up a first-gen Sequoia. You aware of this? The original Sequoia had the same powertrain, and honestly, the Tundra,
I did
too.
not realize that.
The original Sequoia had the same
4.7.
powertrain. Go to lowest price, because I'm sure they're all... Yeah, this one.
I'll give you lowest price.
The first-gen Sequoia had the same powertrain as... Now, it's not as capable as the 100
Dang.
Series. It's longer. It doesn't...
looks better though. I think the Sequoia, first-gen Sequoia looks so good.
It certainly looks fine,
They run forever.
unlike yours.
I won't.
They run forever, because the 4.7 is the greatest engine Toyota ever gave us. Ever.
One UZ.
The 1UZ, the greatest engine Toyota ever gave us. Why are these so much cheaper? I mean, there's always a tax on Toyota Land Cruiser. Even the LXs are cheaper than Land Cruisers from this generation.
Which is surprising.
And well, some of them had this suspension, hydraulic suspension thing. But then the Sequoia, now the Sequoia isn't as capable. It's longer. Like, I suspect the off-road, as a result, you got a brake over angle thing. I generally bet off-road stuff is not as strong. It's probably not built as quite as well.
The Land Cruiser famously is a 25-year car. Like, all the components are intended to last longer than a Sequoia component.
But I would argue, though, especially if you buy from the Southwest, where it's not rusting, and then you get the 4.7, that's a 25-year car.
Honestly, you should buy a Sequoia. Just everybody.
These first-gen Sequoias are just, they can run and run and run and run.
To be fair, this one has 209,000 miles and sold for $9,000. That's not far off of a 100 Series
Yeah.
with that miles.
Yeah, an 05 100 Series sell for a lot.
Ooh, somebody supercharged this one.
Yeah, TRD, baby, put a blower on her.
Cool.
Blower and 129.
Up here.
That one looks nice.
Why don't you get one of these? Really step up.
I guess it's a thought. It's not like a terribly interesting car.
Anything would be a step up. Oh, yeah, your P38. I drive that, I think, oh, this is so much fun.
You see a P38, you're taking a picture and you're saying that guy
I'm not taking a picture.
knows something about life. You see a Sequoia, you think it's a used
When
car.
I see a P38, I take a picture
opposite.
now. When I see a P38, I take a picture, and I can't believe this guy's still on the road.
Yeah.
And I sent it to
You
Nick.
sent one earlier.
I
Yes.
sent one earlier.
But
my
you-
school's carpool.
Air it out.
You didn't send it to the group?
I did. I sent it to the group. There was someone with
It was a white one on
a
like
white
4 plates.
4.0.
Missed it.
Okay, next question from Wabaki Evo. Hey, Doug, why haven't you reviewed a Golf 32 or any other VR6 powered Volkswagen? Excuse me. Pull up the Eurovan.
I won't.
You can pull it up on the site. You can pull it up on the site.
Your point is made.
I reviewed a Eurovan. I can't believe the disrespect that this question has. It was that one. I reviewed it. This is a VR6 Volkswagen,
Is it?
people. Nick, I think as a VR6 enthusiast, you'd be thrilled to see me reviewing a VR6.
Is it a VR6?
Yeah.
Wasn't the Cayenne also a VR6 early on?
Well, okay. I'm gonna tell a story to Volkswagen people that's gonna really get them all scared. VR6 is a marketing term. Okay, it's just a V6. That's all it is. They told you it was a VR6. Oh, it's a narrow angle. Nobody cares what the angle of the engine is. It's a V6. Okay? They told you all it was a VR6, and there's been all these people who are like enthusiasts of the VR6. It's them marketing it, trying to prove that it's something cooler that they developed. It isn't. It's just a V6.
Narrow angle V6.
I'm not wrong about this. Next question.
Why haven't you done an R32 though?
I want a blue stocky.
Yeah.
Hard to find. I want a blue. For a Mark IV, I want a blue stocky. A Mark V, I want a blue stocky. A Mark VI.
Stock has got to be the hard part of that, I would imagine. They were just so moddable.
They were so moddable.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool cars you haven't reviewed, including the B7 RS4.
Because I'm waiting for stockies on a lot of them, and they're hard to find. For instance, I'd love to find a blue stock Evo 6. I would love, but I can't seem to find one. They're just not around. Okay, next question.
Definitely not one with 30,000 kilometers behind.
Peterson JA22. I drove that car yesterday. That blue stock Evo 6. One of the greatest experiences of my life.
Yeah.
Tell Rami, I want one of those.
I'm still having him look for a B5 RS4 for me.
He's looking for an E55 for me. And you know, I was at Cars and Coffee, and I was talking to somebody, and they were like, yeah, I got a guy looking in Europe for a car. I'm like, ooh, he's like, Rami. I'm like, oh my God, Rami's looking for all these cars.
And by Motorsports.
Next question from Peterson JA22. Filippo, congrats on the Porsche. When are you going to join the crew and start a YouTube channel? It's a great question.
Yeah. Not.
What do you mean?
If I were to
Kenny
start
did it, he did it?
If I were to start a YouTube channel, it would be solely the auto industry news that you deem too boring for this podcast. And I'm going to be honest, that's probably not a recipe for success.
What would you just sit like here at the set in front and like that's all you do?
Yep.
Spin Up podcast.
There's a lot of news that we can't get to, and I love the car. I love cars, but really, I love the car industry.
He likes the industry. He's an industry man.
We didn't cover the story about the guy at the Ford plant that flipped off the president.
Yeah, we decided to just focus on Cash Patel, and that's it.
Can you imagine if we covered that story?
Kind of just did.
So you're not doing a pod for sure, even though this is your chance to like start your content career.
I think people might not realize this, but like my actual job at Cars and Bids sometimes has content, but I do.
Oh, you think you're better than us?
He thinks he's better than us. Better.
He does big brain stuff.
Better is not the word.
Yeah. You run over your CarPlay, but then you run over your stereo, but then it connects to CarPlay,
which is so hilarious on so many. How did it have power?
What's that?
How did the CarPlay unit have power?
Well, because the car connected to the one in the car.
Yeah.
It connected to the one in the car.
I took
he was
my
running
old
over the
out.
old one, the stock.
Oh, got it.
Probably was buzzing too. Zzz, like that all
No, I more mean my time is not as focused. I don't have an interest in becoming a content celebrity.
But you still have the footage. You just don't have the sound.
No, it like stops filming.
Because the phone would have switched to the, it like turned off.
Well, Filippo, I for one would love to see a YouTube channel that you do.
Yeah.
Would you like it to be all car industry news? Because I gotcha.
I would. That's where I would get my car industry news. Instead of having to go on these websites, like hodgepodge of websites where we always find car industry news, I want to get my one-stop shop, Filippo. Every Monday morning, I want you to tell me what's going to happen in the industry that week.
I'll do daily TikTok shows.
I'm trying to convince him, since we're both going to Arizona Car Week next week, to road trip with me in the Multipla, and we'll film it from
not a bad idea.
His house all the way to Mitchell's Hot Dogs in Mesa. And
it's Mickey's.
Mickey's.
Whatever.
And they don't do hot dogs, dude.
Mitchell's Tacos and Hot Dogs and more. Tostadas.
Let's do it. Video coming soon to Nick Rochon.
We'll stop by a La Lanteria.
All right, I'm going to do two more. 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 Number one, from Tomras24. Volvo XC90 has been looking the same for 10 years. Think it's a great way to look rich for cheap. Early ones this generation are in the teens to buy. What do you guys think? I agree. They are also surprisingly reliable. I assumed they wouldn't be, but they are. They're getting tons of miles. They come up with miles. They do not seem that worn. They do look rich for cheap. That's the kind of car, no matter who you were, you could be driving it in Nick's neighborhood and people wouldn't go talk on Nextdoor.
There's so many of them.
There's certain people, you go into Nick's neighborhood, no matter a certain type of person, I'm not going to say who, but in Nick's neighborhood, they go on Nextdoor. I saw one of these today. But if you had an XC90, they'd be like, nope, all good.
Every large Volvo from any era still looks like you fit in a rich neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right.
An old XC70? Still fit in. The first gen XC90 still fit in.
Totally.
Period.
As long as it's in decent shape. Some Volvos get ratty. It's funny because
this you still look reasonable.
Yeah, it does. It's funny because Volvo had this rep in like the 80s of these like brick cars that could run forever. And then they got complicated, but actually they still are relatively reliable. And this new body XC90 is a shockingly reliable.
14 grand.
Wow.
14,000 United States.
With only
91,000 miles. But did you see what happened there? Click on that. The dude went back at some point and got 9 F plates to make it look like a brand new car. And you can't tell the difference.
I doubt that's his strategy.
But it would work. It would definitely work.
For you, yes.
Click on lowest price.
I'm trying to talk my wife into one of these. I think they're...
I wouldn't get a new one.
Last gens, 6,200.
17 for that one.
Yep, in the 15
19
range.
I mean, do you want to look rich
I could
for
buy
cheap?
one of these for less than I lost on the R8.
That's a great point.
And you know what? I think for your math, that means you gain.
It's a free car.
That means right.
I will know you already own a car in this class that you own.
Yeah, the Cayenne.
Yeah. It's got a V8 too.
Okay, we can do one more or two more if we go quick. From Steve Struss, this is for you, Filippo. What's the deal with the updated logo? Just a refresh? As a brand or graphic designer, I'd love to know. So if you go on Cars and Bits, our font has changed. What happened?
Yeah, we wanted to. It's been 5 years.
5 years
since we launched Cars and Bids.
Since we launched Cars and Bids.
5.5. We wanted to update things a little bit, and we felt like that better reflected our brand. There's a bunch of other small changes you may have noticed.
Nick, I want you to understand
that version of Serif really vibes.
Yes,
with Filippo.
It better reflected our brand. The previous font was it didn't represent the values that we hold dear. Okay,
it's like when a new generation of car comes out, you can suddenly say whatever you wanted about the last gen.
The old font no longer. We didn't feel like the old font. How do I put this? It wasn't that we hated it. It's just that it wasn't a reflection of our brand. And so we have severed all ties with that font. Mm-hmm. And if that font is still representing on LinkedIn that it works for us, we will send a strongly worded letter to make sure that is not the case.
The better corporate framing that we loved it, and it was the right logo and font for us at the time. But we have matured as a brand. And therefore, the logo needs to be
a lot of maturity around here.
We wanted to kind of make a few small updates that we felt kind of
the logo, the car itself. I've heard people allege that it was modeled off of a specific vehicle. Is that true or false?
No. You're talking about the one on the bottom of our mics.
Both
Here,
not true.
Show me.
Well, that's the old one, right? Or is there a new one? Is that the new one?
There is there's a newer version. It's a little different.
No, what we were looking specifically, we wanted a generic car that couldn't be.
Yeah, there was some inspiration from Doug's Defender at the time, and inspiration is a key word, right? Like it looks like a boxy, simple mix of a vehicle.
It looks like a multiple.
It doesn't look like a multi-terrain.
Yeah,
I think the closest thing to me, I've always felt the Honda E was like the closest thing. Okay, last question. We're going to have to do this one very quickly.
Okay.
And we can very, very, very quickly, which is good because it's a very, very quickly. Oh, wait, what happened to it? Oh, God.
Do you see Honda had a new logo debut too?
Yeah. It was their
that did
EV
not
logo.
make the cut for stories. It would have been on your.
They've been doing it already. All right, very, very quickly from Callum BMW NZ. I'm going to answer this in one word, and Filippo's going to agree with me. Dear Porsche Pod, hey, maybe this is for Spike. Can EVs ever become true enthusiast classics like iconic ICE cars, or does the lack of mechanical engagement prevent that from happening? No, EVs can never become enthusiast classics. Thank you so much,
I don't agree.
Folks.
Wait,
It's been a great podcast.
Wait.
Absolutely appreciate it. Nick, any parting thoughts?
Keep going.
I can't think of an exception to that. No, you're correct.
At this,
EV1 is kind of cool.
As you look back on a certain era, wouldn't you say that something like a Gallardo is an enthusiast classic?
That's not an EV.
But my
V10. V10.
Yes,
that was the primary feature.
There was a change in that era from manual cars to automatic. And at the time, you would have said no automatic.
I would not have said that.
So no automatic could be that. I think time changes things.
No, I think there's a big difference between automatic and EV. And I think
maybe not.
So far, no EV to me has emerged as a car that I think
there have been no good sports EVs.
The only possible one that could be is the original Tesla Roadster, but I think that's only due to its like seminal position as in the car industry and for what Tesla became, rather than like the driving experience or the specialness or the enjoyment of that car.
We've got a big tent.
No, I like EVs a ton. The question is, will they become true enthusiast classics?
You've got a big tent.
What? Okay, you think the Mach-E Doom is going to become, what is that called?
Honestly, Rally is what it's actually called.
You know where I saw one of those? Because Sam sent a picture. He saw one for the first time.
Yeah.
I also saw one for the first time this weekend. You know where I saw it? Monster Jam. Goodbye, everybody. That's what happens with Monster Jam in San Diego. You get this sort of, they're liberals, but they're also off-roaders.
Yep. Goodbye, y'all.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Nick, for joining us today.
Anytime.